Welcome to Math Zara.
This question involves the laws of exponents. The question reads, express the following fraction in simplest form, only using positive exponents. By looking at this question, we notice that our numerator is in parentheses and is all being squared. So what we'll do, we'll rewrite each term and square it. The first term, negative 3 squared, we have x to the negative 1 squared and y to the negative 4 squared. Our denominator stays the same since it's not being raised to any power. Now, our first law that we'll be using is the power to a power law that says a to the m raised to the power of n is a to the m multiplied by n. So let's take a look at each term in the numerator. Negative 3 squared, that's negative 3 times negative 3, which is 9. X to the negative 1 squared would be x to the negative 1 times positive 2, which would be negative 2. Y to the negative 4 squared would be negative 4 times 2, which is negative 8. Again, we will rewrite our denominator. And we'll move on to simplify this using another law. Now, the next law that we'll take actually says a to the m divided by a to the n is equal to a to the m minus n. Now, if we take a look at our expression so far, we have an x term in the numerator and an x term in the denominator. We're dividing those two terms. So what we do, we subtract our exponents. 9x to the negative 2 minus 10. For the y's, that will be y to the negative 8. And remember, we're subtracting the denominator or the exponent in the denominator. So negative 8 minus negative 10. The 4 stays in our denominator for now, since nothing is being done to it. Now, let's simplify this a little bit further. So what we'll have here is 9x, negative 2 minus 10, that's negative 12, and y, negative 8 minus negative 10. Let's do this on this side. Negative 8 minus negative 10 would be negative 8 plus 10, which is just a positive 2, which would be right here. Again, we keep our 4. Let's use the law that states a to the negative n would be 1 over a to the positive n. So once you have a negative exponent, you could rewrite that expression as 1 over the base to the positive exponent. Now, the only term that has a negative exponent is the x term. Every other term stays where it's actually at. So we'll have 9y to the positive 2 over 4. And this goes down to our denominator. And the exponent becomes positive. This is our final answer for this question. Now, to add to what we just did, this is an entire look at what the question looks like. So we started off with this question, and we ended up all the way down here. Now, to add to what we just did, this is an entire look at what the question looks like. So we started off with this question, and we ended up all the way down here.